Hi, my name's Chelsea from the Crafters Anonymous Club. I am going to show you today how to make these really cool watches. If you buy these from the original company that sells them, you can spend upwards of $60 for a band, plus your watch face, which I believe is about $20. Now you can get these things online for much cheaper and make it for yourself for free. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. This is a collection of my watches. I have everything from red and purple and blue and black, but we'll go through those at the end. Move those to the side. We'll show you how to get started on this one. You're going to need a few things. I like to order my things online. Not only can I get it in bulk, but I can get it at a lower cost than I could than buying it at, like, let's say Michael's or Joann's, whatever you have in your area. Faces especially. I buy my faces and my beads. Well, I buy everything generally online. Although you can get these things with your coupons at your craft stores, I find that getting my faces especially online saves me quite a bit. Now, if you get in a group of girls that want to make these, you can buy bulk items of watch faces in different colors and styles for even less. Upwards of over 5, you save a little bit. Over 10, you save a little bit, depending on the website you go to. I like going, my favorite site is hiddenhollowbeads.com. They sell watch faces, not a huge selection, but adequate for me, and then a huge selection of beads. I got these beads there. This is their chunky silver. They're extremely lightweight. It's not a real silver, so you're obviously saving there. But they also sell everything from these beautiful crystal beads, different colors, to stone and gold, anything you can think of. They also sell your little accessory things that you need to make your watch. These are clasps. I buy a 12 millimeter clasp. It has a hole on one end. Always check your clasps to make sure that they are working. When you buy a bulk of, 30 or more or something, you're bound to find a few that don't work. So always check your clasp. You don't want to get through with your project and find that your clasps don't work. I initially like to, this is the way I was taught, set out my items as if I was laying a watch down on the table. So, there it is. You're also going to need these. These are divider bars. It keeps your watch close together. It's basically a bar with 2 holes, one on each end. Keeps your watch from separating and flipping out. This holds it together. So then, if you'd like to do this, you can. You don't have to. Lay your whole watch out with the order you're going to put them in, the beads you're going to do. Lay it all out. You don't have to do this, but some people like to know exactly what it's going to look like, and then they just pick up one piece and string one piece at a time, and they know exactly what it's going to look like. You can do this. You don't have to, though, like I said. One other thing you're going to need is you're going to need a separator right here. Holds apart your clasps about the width of the bar of your watch face. Today I'm going to be using this cute little flower. It's got a hole on each end, so those will go there. Now, like I said, I can lay this all out. They have, Hidden Hollow Beads has some really cute, this is a floater. You put a bead in the center and it just kind of floats there. It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, but you can lay all this out. So let's just go ahead and get started on stringing. You're going to need to use a stretch cord. I got mine again at Joann's or Michael's. I use a 1 millimeter. Some people recommend using maybe a 0.8. I think 1 millimeter works. It gets through generally all the beads I've ever used. And it's a little thicker, so in my mind stronger than the 0.8. And I maybe don't have to worry about my watch getting caught and exploding and beads flying everywhere. So go ahead and cut off a generous amount. I've already cut a piece here. I would say this is maybe 25 inches long. I don't want to be caught at the end with not enough cord and have to start all over. So I'd much rather cut too much than too little. I have kids in the background, so I'm sorry if they're noisy. So you're going to string your clasp. Make sure you put your first one on, your center, and then make sure you put your other clasp on the same way that your first went on, so that your openings are on the same side, so you don't have one upside down. Done that before. All right. So now I'm going to even out my strings at the ends, and voila. There's the end of my watch. Move these out of the way. Now I like to go work on both sides at the same time. That way I know that they're even, because the most important thing is to make sure that your spaces are even. So the same length of beads on this side is the same length of beads on this side. So this part is even, so that when it's on your wrist, it's not all crooked. So I like to work on both sides at the same time. So I'm just, because I'm using all chunky silver, I don't have to worry about using different color, random colors and things like that. So I'm just going to start putting a few beads on. So I have a few beads here. Now because my beads are so chunky, I'm not going to need to use as many as I might have to use if I were doing a smaller bead. Let's see, let's try this one. And like I said, I want to make sure these are even. So I like to hold it up, make sure that I have about the same on this side as on this side. When I'm sure I do, I can go ahead and put my spacer bar through one side and through the other side. Again, I'll hold this up and show you. And they're even. I'm going to go ahead and string some more. This really does just take a lot of practice to find out what size works best for you. Some people say that you should measure your wrist and then add so many inches, and then you'll have the correct size. I don't find this works very well, especially when you are buying online, because everybody's wrists are different and everybody likes their beads, the wrist to hang differently on their wrist. Their watches to hang differently. So some people like them loose, some people like them tight, some people want them to kind of flip around. This is a really fun one that I have found. It's a floater, I think it's called. Anyway, you put a bead in the center of it and it kind of floats there. All right, it looks like I need something on this side. And now they're even. So here I have an even amount. I'm going to put my second spacer bar and then continue up.